What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a little while. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this. You already knew I was working on this with snow. But some of you are not on Instagram. So they already had the Hellcat version, Trackhawk, Durango, a lot of other makes and models. You know, me being a non-Hellcat guy, I was like, hey, let's make this work for the rest of the cars. So this is the first one. This is literally the first one. It's, if you purchase this and you have an older vehicle, pre-15, you're going to have to get the 15 and up levels under. I don't know what other years are the same. We based it off of 15 and up. So there's that. I want you to see the build quality on this thing. Also, notice the sock. If you want, you're already on YouTube. After the video, go click the search bar, look up Hydromat for fuel pumps. Holley makes it. I don't know if they get these through Holley or the company who makes them for Holley or what, but this works exactly the same. When you go watch the video, you'll understand why this is amazing. Literally. You don't have to worry about cavitation or anything. If this thing is in the, the fuel a little bit, the pump bottom can be completely out and this thing could have fuel across here. The pumps are still going to get fuel. So that's one pretty cool thing. These assemblies come standard with all three pumps wired, even if you get a 2-pump version. So I obviously have a 3-pump, but they have fittings and stuff underneath, so it would basically just have a plug in it. So if you wanted to add a 3rd pump, it already comes with a sock for the 3rd pump hole. The bracketry is the same, it's just literally minus the 1 pump. So you put the appropriate fitting in, or buy it through them, add your pump, and plug it in, and then of course do the wiring on the back side here. For you Hellcat guys, I have all the stuff, all the plugs, factory plugs, everything to make plug and play harnesses for those, so you can put this in as a plug and play triple pump with these guys, plugged up, and it'll plug right into your car and harness will plug in. And there's 2 things, a power and a ground. You got to use, hook up to your battery and ground, and that is it. But as far as the 05 and up guys, this is a return system only type of thing. Our regulator will be overrun with a dual pump. And the fuel line is just small anyway. Hellcat doesn't have that issue. But I wanted to bring something new. We have pretty much no options. We have one company that makes a fuel hat, and we do drop-in pumps. I don't like only having one option. I don't like things being the same for many years with no improvements. Everybody knows that fuel starvation and cavitation can be an issue with these tanks if the fuel sloshes around. So you always have to keep half a tank or more, and this solves that issue. So that was pretty cool. I'm also using their regulator. I'm using a lot of other stuff. I already have their fuel rails and stuff like that. I'm preparing for the supercharger I actually have sitting downstairs. I'm going to do some NA stuff first, which will be pretty exciting. But look at how big and beefy this thing is. I mean, these are 535 pumps. They're the same size as a 525. They just don't have check valves, but look how big that is. This is good for all fuels. Like literally every fuel option out there. And then some of the stuff right here on it. If you're interested in that, that's the part number. So, and then flip it around. That's the part number on this guy here. I will say, if you have a car and you plan to do a triple pump assembly or even a double, do not get the 535s unless you're a Hellcat guy, or it's strictly a track car. With the 535s, we have to run all 3 of these pumps at the same time. If you peep my last video, I have a Holley in the car. I'm using Hellcat fuel controllers to regulate the voltage to these guys, so I'm going to be able to turn them down to a lesser amount that's going to keep the wiring cool, the pumps cool, you know, the amperage draw. Everything is just going to be less. So I can run all three and then ramp them up depending on throttle load or boost or whatever the case may be. So anyway, I'm going to do some close-up shots here for y'all. Try not to breathe heavy in the phone. I know some of y'all remember in the past I had breathing issues for years. And it's always been my nose. Well, I had some issues and ended up in the hospital. And I ended up taking a lot of antibiotics. And it damn near fixed my nose. So it was pretty crazy. See, those are bolted on there to hold the pumps down. And then that guy there, that's added, the little silver guy next to the click-on thing. That's to hold the crossover lines. Some of the ears have 2 crossover lines. It's not that serious. You can just zip tie it to the other line. This is for the transfer pump. So this is going to, you know, click on the factory line and allow the fuel to transfer from the other side. And then this just holds the transfer line. But some of them have 2 hoses. If I was installing one of these in an older car, I would, you know, obviously put the main hose on this and then zip tie it. It's not the end of the world. So this is actually originally for the Hellcats. This is their Hellcat stuff. I sent them a factory 15-up basket, and we with level sender and everything, so that we can make the proper level sender to bolt onto the existing stuff, and then change in fittings, and then add this guy here for our crossover lines, because the Hellcat does not have the same stuff. But yeah, pretty easy peasy. Got it done. They got it done fairly quick, and that's that. And people have asked me why I wouldn't use the existing company. I have no issues with the existing company that makes things. I've been dealing with Nitrous Express, and this is a sister company for Nitrous Express, and I've been dealing with them for since 2002. So their quality on their nitrous stuff has always been a step ahead of everybody else. I got some of the snow fuel rails to test. The fitment on the rails was better than anything I tested on every type of intake manifold. So started looking at their hats. Tried a few of them in customers' cars. Did a Trackhawk last. Everything worked great. I mean, just this, I really like this. This is a huge selling point. I mean, and you can get these. I can hit them up and have this. I had this in 3 days. So after it was done, of course, they took some pictures for the website and boom, done. So I will say we got some fun NA stuff happening before I go full boost. I'm going to install the fuel system, get everything tested. I'm going to add heads to my car and some other things. So we should run pretty dang fast with that stock block. I'm going to say it in the video, potentially high 9s. That's what we're going for. 10.0 would make me happy, but I really want like a 995 or quicker. And the car is not going to be tin can, so keep an eye out for it. But I'm going to go ahead and get this in, get all this tested. After I finish mapping everything out. They also have a bunch of nice fittings. I'm going to use a lot of their fittings and stuff too. They have a lot of nice stuff on the website. But I'm going to get all this working, make sure everything's good, tune it, add a little more power NA. Hit the track. We're going to do, you know, NA things. And once I hit the goal, or I feel like I'm just over it, basically spring, NA, summer, I'm going to get the boost stuff on. Fall, we'll go out and play boosted. That's how it's going to go. I'm in no hurry. But we have option, guys. We're bringing new stuff to the table. And if you haven't seen the new JLT that's about to be officially on the website that I worked with JLT on, check out my Instagram. It's for the 6'4" guys who run a Hellcat throttle body and with the adapter. We worked out some stuff to make a direct bolt-on for that. So, but this is about this. So, yes, sir.